Hello everyone, my name is Derek Robertson. I am in the Higher Education Administration program and getting a certificate in assessment and institutional research. Just to share a little bit about me and share my story, I am from the great state of Louisiana, where I was born and raised in Opelousas, which is a small city sort of located in southwestern Louisiana nearby Lafayette. Is that ringing a bell for anyone? Probably not. I get it a lot. It's no big deal. And then once I graduated from high school, I transitioned to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where I did my undergraduate studies in political science at Southern University and A&M College. Many of you might know Southern for its renowned marching band called the Human Jukebox. Following my undergraduate studies, I enrolled at Southern University Law Center, where I completed my Juris Doctor. Sometimes I get the question, okay, well, why are you not a lawyer? Why are you not a practicing attorney? I made a really huge decision to follow my heart and my passions, because while I was in law school, I worked with a number of nonprofit organizations that focused on mentoring youth who were from at-risk backgrounds, who were also low-income and first-generation students, which resonated with me because that's a background that from which I come. I was low-income, I was a first-generation student, and so my work with them, I became impassioned by it because I could see myself in every one of those kids with whom I was working. And so I had some huge decisions to make, as you can probably imagine. Yes, I was doing clerkships and working with judges, and I worked in the Attorney General's office, but I seemed to be more happy doing the work with that focused on the youth with whom I was working than I was practicing law. So much to the chagrin of my family, who thought I made it, I decided not to practice law and to follow my heart. And I'm glad I did it, right? So I was working for a state agency, and then we elected a new governor, and part of what I was doing at the agency was focused on offering solutions to poverty and doing some grassroots work. So this new governor that was elected, I didn't feel like poverty was on his radar. So I took my resume, brushed it off, and did what I like to characterize as an anemic Hail Mary with my resume, and just started applying all across the nation. I found myself in northwestern Massachusetts as a result of that process, where I worked for a small private liberal arts college. As a matter of fact, it's the #1 liberal arts college in the nation. And I stayed there for about 5 years, and then subsequent to that, and leading up to this current moment, I've worked for a diverse array of institutions that range from large, small, somewhere in between, small private liberal arts to large urban public research universities. So my experiences run the full gamut and all across the spectrum. I am very excited to now be working here at the University of Houston Clear Lake. Go Hawks! It's been a really cool experience transitioning to this institution, which in all coolness is starting its transition to a 4-year university, or continuing its transition to a 4-year university. Previously, it focused on graduate students and those students who were in the junior and senior years of study, but in the fall of 2014, its first class of freshmen were brought into the university, and so we're really in a transitional period right now, and that's a really awesome thing to be a part of that growth process. So I've been here about 6 months, and am just really trying to learn all of the different nuances of the campus community and how to effectively communicate that to the students and families that I'm recruiting for membership into our community. You know, you're in student affairs when you have to wear so many different hats, don't we? We wear every hat we can possibly think of. I find myself in conversations with prospective students and families, you know, from time to time. Yes, I am an admission counselor, and I'm talking about the admission requirements and what's still missing for completion of the application, and why the application may or may have not met the requirements. But then other times, I'm helping the family to understand our financial aid process, so I'm a financial aid administrator. Or I might be dealing with a mom and dad who are divorced, and when the expected family contribution piece comes into question, and dad hasn't been around in the student's life for, I don't know, since he was about 1 or 2 years old, I find myself now being a mediator, a counselor, a family practitioner, and just the list can go on and on and on. I can think of a particular story where I dealt with a family who was in the set of circumstances I just described. I felt very a part of that whole situation because the student really wanted to attend the college, but it just was out of the reach, the financial reach of the family to pay the EFC when dad is not involved. But his income was still a part of the computation of the expected family contribution. And so we devised a plan for them to have some conversations with our financial aid office, and ultimately to provide whatever evidence and proof that would help mitigate the circumstances and make things work for them. I was very excited, and you have those exciting moments when you help a family through and stay connected to them and engage with them as much as you can, and then when you see the student, you might lose contact with them, right? And then the student shows up on campus and visits your office and says, "Look, I'm here. Thank you so much for everything that you've done." Those are the moments for which I live. I think this is the reason why I do it. I'm heavily focused on and make students a huge priority, and they're right at the center and core of why I do everything. Hence the decisions I've made from way back when I graduated from law school to where I am now. The hope and the dream for me is that I would find myself in a director's role, maybe even a dean or a provost. My intention is to use the information imparted through this program and apply it to the current experiences I have and leverage them for upward mobility in the profession. So I look forward to the opportunity to engage with and meet all of you. I know that this will be a very transformative experience for each of us, and so that's all about me, and yeah, happy semester to everybody.